Bento box layout is everywhere now and becoming a go-to trend in website design. So I decided why not to create a video showing you how to achieve the Bento box layout look using Squarespace. This video is going to be a two-part series where the first part we will be designing the website using Adobe XD, and the second part we will be developing that website in Squarespace. If you're curious, make sure to stick around. Today is the part 2. If you missed the part 1, make sure to watch the first part where we design Bento box layout website in Adobe XD. And in today's video, we will be transferring our design from Adobe XD into the live website on Squarespace. So let's dive in. Here's our homepage mockup, and this is the mockup that we're going to be developing in Squarespace today. So I'm going to give you a quick glimpse at it. The first thing I'm going to do is pick a template. And I actually have this template over here that I think will work perfectly for this design. It already has this sticky navigation menu and rounded corners. I think this is perfect for my design. So instead of starting from scratch in Squarespace, I'm just going to save myself a little bit of time by using a template. Alright, so I have duplicated this template. The first thing I want to do is copy and paste the colors from our design. From here, navigate to this pencil icon and let's go to colors and click edit palette. And here I would like to first copy the light color because that's going to be the majority of our background. So we want this to be the first color here. Then let's copy this yellow color and purple. Then we have red, and we need this burgundy color. This is the last one. Click save. The next thing we'd like to adjust is our fonts. So navigate to fonts, and here for the heading I am using Square Display font. I'm gonna find this one over here, family, and then browse all fonts and look for Square here. This is our font. Probably gonna select a heavier weight. Let's try 500. That's good. Then the letters are a little bit squished here. I like to adjust the letter spacing probably to just 0, and the line height is a little bit too spread out, so this is already looking better. Save. Okay, I'm actually gonna keep this font for the subheading, and the paragraph looks good too. If I had to adjust the paragraph font, I would just navigate here and do some adjustments, but the font is loosely similar to the one I'm using here, so I'm just gonna keep it to save a little bit of time. Next, I need the logo, so I'm gonna duplicate this and enlarge it just to make sure it's like better quality. And then I'm gonna navigate to File, Export, and I'm gonna export selected and click Export. Navigate back to my website, click Edit Site Header, then Site Title and Logo, and just drop the. Okay, perfect. Now I would like to edit the design, and I would like the logo to be in the middle. So this is the layout I would like this. Save. And we only have in my design, we only have about, services, and portfolio. I'm gonna keep the about, the services. I don't have the portfolio page here, so I'm gonna keep the blog, and I'm gonna hide the rest of the pages in the not link section. Beautiful. Then let's change the color of the background. We can navigate to colors, and here I'm gonna adjust the background to be this violet color. Okay, I like this. The beauty of this template that we can copy some sections from other pages. For example, I don't want to build out this element from scratch, so I found that in a contact section there is a very similar layout that we can utilize. Navigate to this section and click save, which is going to save us this section, and then navigate back to home, and here add section and navigate to saved section. This is where we're going to find the section we just saved, and I would like the color to be light. Okay, the image should be left side and this should be the right side. Okay, To adjust the color to red, this color. And I also want, as you see, like the spacing between these elements, it should be a little bit wider. Click edit section and increase the gap between the columns. Like I want it to be slightly larger, like this. Save. It's great. Now I need this image, and I'm gonna remove this rounded corners because I prefer to set the rounded corners inside the Squarespace. I'm gonna enlarge this like that, and I will duplicate this element. I'm gonna remove the rounded corners here. I'm gonna make sure that it's all aligned. Okay, and I'm gonna group it, and then I want this to be the same exact size. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna highlight these two elements and go to the objects and go to file and export selected. Okay, export. Replace this image with the one I just downloaded from Adobe. Good. And now I will duplicate this. I just need to erase this element behind, like this pencil icon, and upload the element. Save. In our original design, we have this button and navigation set to a different color, so let's adjust that. We will need to navigate to style, and under the color, navigate to lightest one. You're going to see that there's a lot of different elements that we can adjust the color for. But it's going to take us some time to find these exact elements. The way to make it easy, click into the navigation. It's going to separate the elements that are in the navigation for us, so we can adjust the colors easy. Primary button background, we want this to be a burgundy color, and primary button text, white. Okay, good. Now we keep in this button. This is going to be our, so highlight it all, subheading, and change this to book. Now also want to copy wherever the text there is. I want this alignment to be to the center. So good. Probably want this a little bit higher. Adjust the height. Okay. Save. And now I just want to adjust the color for subheading, which should be lightest one color. And I also think that the heading, the H1, is a little bit too large, so I want to adjust it here. Our heading size is set to 3 rem, and I would like this to be slightly smaller. This is good. Click save. And now we can highlight this and make it white, and this should be the primary color. Okay, the first section is already looking good. Now we need this last element. I'm gonna also enlarge it and export it. You can select all the elements that you're going to be using. You can select them in Adobe XD, this element, this, and just export them all at once, so you don't have to go back and forth, etc. I'm just doing it along as I am developing this website. I just find it easier for myself personally, but you can organize it a completely different way. So now I'm going to duplicate this image and drop the image we just downloaded. Oh, what we can also do, maybe we can add this like a background effect for this image. So let's see, navigate to design, and we can add image effect. Maybe the, okay, good. So as we scroll, you see the image on the background is like shifting. It's called a parallax effect. So it just adds a little bit like a subtle animation to make our design less stale. I like that. Okay, let's keep going. The next section, we have 3 columns, and let's see if there is, okay, so this one already I can tell that we're going to be utilizing this for the number section, so I'm just going to push it up. We can reuse it. Let's explore other pages if there is some sections that we can utilize for this. I think we can utilize this section. Let's copy it and navigate back to homepage. And navigate to save sections, and okay, great. First, let's adjust the content. So service name, and the elements, we don't actually need the body element because we're not using it, so I'm gonna remove it. Obviously I'm keeping the button, and then under the design we want to put the media first. Navigate to style and adjust the padding for, so right, and the same I want left to be 11% too. Is that? I think the top should be also a little. I also want to minimize the spacing between columns. We can adjust that in size and spacing. Under space between columns, I would like this to be shorter. Save. I'm gonna duplicate these images and export them. Let's upload the images. I'm also gonna adjust some colors here. Next section, which is our numbers. I will remove this element that we don't actually need and then adjust the column to be 3. The alignment should be to the left. And I also want, under the style, I want to adjust the item description. I think it should be slightly larger. And I can also adjust the colors for the heading light to be bright color. Let's keep moving, and we have next about us section. Again, to save myself some time, I'm just gonna duplicate this section and push it down. We don't need this. I'm repeating the same process. I'm gonna export this elements. So let's replace it with the images we have and this graphic too. You want this to be a paragraph. Okay, just have to rearrange. Next section is our membership sections. Okay, let's duplicate this section. We need a shape. We're gonna make the shape the color of burgundy, just like here. I don't need this. Okay, we want to adjust the design to have the corners. So this is gonna be 30. And this. We want to move this to the back so the text is actually up front, and now we just have to adjust the color to be the light color. Now we need to export this element. So I'm gonna group all of them. So this two. Okay, let's export this. Let's add our images. Okay, we're gonna add the rest of the images. I'm just gonna make it smaller. Can duplicate this and place it here and place the image with the other one. Okay, next one is the testimonial slider. For this one, we need this scrolling block. This was my original idea. And I want to remove, fill the screen, perfect. So I want to make sure that it extends the whole screen. And then we want to adjust the copy for it to be, and remove this one. We want to adjust the sizing, spacing between items. Okay, just gonna keep it for now, and then I'm gonna adjust later the color and everything. Now we have this element, this images, so I'm gonna duplicate this section and I'm gonna push it down. And for this one, we actually only need to show the body, and we don't need the title or the button. Okay, now let's replace it with our copy. And the spacing between the columns, and let's upload the images. We still need to add a shadow. I'm gonna do that at the end. And now our next section is this one, and I think we had something similar. Okay, this is a good one because it has this elements. Okay, so we will keep this to this side and adjust, remove that, and make some adjustments here. And we need design and corner radius to be 30, same as on the rest of the pages. And here we need to add one more item. Okay, let's this to be light. Then we need to adjust this accordion. Under the design, we want to remove the divider. So style. I also want to adjust the background color for this section. So under the colors, this is our light one section. And we're not actually using this yellow background anywhere, so I'm gonna change it to be this color. Okay, let's copy this color. Perfect. And now you see there's this borders on the edge of the section. In order for us to achieve that, I want to add the border to this section. So edit section and then choose a divider. We don't want any stroke, and let's change the divider to be this element. And now we're just gonna flip it. And here we have it. We have this divider. Save. Let's replace this image here it says on-demand video library. We want this copy. We're gonna add text, place it here. It's gonna say, okay, let's align it. I want this to be aligned to the center. And now we only have our footer left. I'm gonna remove all the sections that we're not gonna be using from the template. I'm just gonna delete them. Now let's navigate to our footer, and I'm gonna keep this just as it is here. I need to upload our logo. Where is our logo? I'm gonna drop it here. We'll remove this because we're not gonna be using it. Here, let's expand the logo to mimic our layout even larger. And we also need to upload this corner image, like wave in a corner. Okay, and now we need a shape to be the burgundy color, and we want to adjust the corner radius to be 30. I want the corner radius to be the same all throughout the website. Okay, we want to adjust the color of the section to be this light one, and we want to select the shape and make sure to move it backwards so all the other elements are in front of this section, of this element. We want this design to be fit. We also want to adjust the border radius here. Let's reposition some of this element. Okay, save. The homepage is coming together pretty well. So let's see, this is our mockup, and here's what we have so far on the live website. It's already looking pretty good, so if you want, you can just keep it like that. But there is a few adjustments that I want to make, is adding the shadow, adding a different color background for one of the columns here and here. If you want to see how I would do that with code, keep watching. From this page, navigate to Pages and then to Website Tools and Custom CSS Code. And this is where we will be adding all our code. The next thing you need is this extension, which is Find Squarespace IDs. Squarespace IDs. This is the extension you would need. Mine is currently installed. Obviously, yours will say added to Chrome. Each section on the Squarespace website, when it's created, it's assigned an individual Squarespace ID unique to only this section. And we're going to utilize that tool to help us apply some custom codes to just this unique section IDs. Once Squarespace ID Finder installed in Google Chrome, it's going to highlight unique IDs of each section on your page. I'm going to just highlight this and place it to custom code. Open up the curly brackets. So I'm going to add the code which will add rounded borders to the image. And this piece of code is basically telling Squarespace that I only want the background color of the middle, which is second column, to be a different color, which is this color I just assigned. Okay, next section is this one. I would like to add shadow Chrome extension and find the ID for this section. Then this is the element that I will be adding a shadow to. First, we also need to add a border radius to our images, and we can achieve that with this piece of code. And also want to add a border 1 pixel solid. Now it added this nice border over here. And now we need a shadow for CSS shadow generator, and I'm going to use the very first one. You can use any of them. There's many CSS shadow generator out there. This is just the very first that pop up. So first of all, we want to adjust the shadow of this box, and so I need this color. Now want the blur to remove it, and here we can adjust the positioning. So I want it like this. Okay, I like the way it's looking. And here we only want to copy the box shadow. We don't need this because that's actually the box, this yellow box. So we don't need that code. We only need a box shadow. And let's go back to CSS panel and paste it. Okay, perfect. But I feel like maybe it's getting a little bit too close to the text. So I will just adjust that. Navigate to edit content, then design, and size and space. And we need space between elements and space between image and text, and we want to just push it this a little bit down, like that. Perfect. And now, the last piece of code, we want to adjust the color for this accordion menu. This is a piece of code that is responsible for adding the background color. So now I'm gonna change the background color instead of white to be yellow. I just have to copy this color, paste it in here, like that. And then I want to select accordion item. I'm gonna duplicate this accordion item. And then I'm gonna use the method in which I'm just gonna select the even elements, so the even accordion drop downs, and assign a different color to it. So it's gonna be nth, and I'm gonna duplicate this code for the background, and all I have to do is just now replace the color. I need this red color. Okay, perfect. And now our website is ready. Let's preview it. And this is our original mock-up. So I really like the way it came out. It's exactly as I imagined, bright, colorful, a lot of little boxes to imitate the bento box layout in website design. I hope this video was helpful to you. In our studio, we offer various solutions from DIY website templates to make it easier for you to DIY your website to custom website design. I will include more information in the description below so you can check it out. Thank you.